Welcome. You're now tuned into Fame Leigh LLife, where you'll find the good, the bad, and the ugly, past, present, and future, what it is, what it was, and what it looked like. Because it is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. Now let's go fish. Before we do, I'd like to propose a toast to a good word. It's always pleasing. It's always refreshing. It's always nice to receive a good word, whether it be from a friend, an acquaintance, a relative, or maybe even a stranger. There is something very nice about a good word. So, let us toast to a good word. I enjoy nights like these, or in between phases like these, when the sky looks a certain way. That sherbet, I like to call it, sherbet ice cream, sherbet. I'm laughing because I used to say it, that word, quite funny when I was little, and I used to always joke around, just the way it sounds, sherbet ice cream. It's funny, when I left the States, I never heard sherbet ice cream mentioned anymore. Kind of grew out of sherbet ice cream, really. But I did love it when I was a child. And when I look at the sky, it reminds me of my childhood because it has that orangey, yellowy, whimsical tastiness in the sky. You know, it's interesting how things can just bring you back into certain places in time, certain frames in time, and it's just beautiful how everything is just interrelated, the interrelation of things. What a world. What a world. Let's toast to sherbet ice cream as well. Sherbet. Yeah, the sky is beautiful right now. I love these transitional periods of the day, from afternoon into evening. I like cultures. I enjoy looking at different parts of the world and seeing how cultures go about living their lives and the things that they value and the way that they look at things, perceive things. And I'm particularly drawn this evening to a Chinese parable, story, myth. I'm not sure what you'd like to call it, but it's about the farmer who said maybe. And I really enjoy this story because I think many people in this world can attach it to their life. It goes a little bit like this. Once upon a time. One day in ancient China, there was a farmer who was considered to be quite wealthy because he had a horse that would plow his field for him, and not many people in his village had this luxury. And one day, the farmer's horse ran away, and the farmer's neighbors heard of the noise, heard of the news, and quickly ran to him and expressed their lament and sadness over the fact that the farmer had lost his prized horse. And after the neighbors had spoke, all the farmer said was, yeah, maybe. And then the next day, the farmer got a visit from his horse, along with a wild pack of Mustangs to go with it. And the neighbors heard of the news, and they quickly ran to the farmer and said, "This is wonderful. This is so amazing. What good fortune you have. You've received your horse and then some." And the farmer replied, "Maybe." And the next day, the farmer's son, attempting to break in the Mustangs, the wild horses, fell off of one of the horses and broke his leg. And again, the neighbor came to the farmer and said, "Oh, this is horrible. We know that your son was such an important hand in the field work that went on from day to day. I know it would be a struggle for you to manage doing this work in your field without your son being able to walk." And all the farmer said was, "Maybe." And the next day, the emperor's soldiers came to the farmer's house, and they were looking for young men to conscript into the army to fight in the war. And due to the son's broken leg, he could not be enlisted by the emperor to fight into the war. And the neighbors again heard the news, and they ran to the farmer and said, "Wow, this is unbelievable good fortune you have. What an amazing turn of events." And again, the farmer replies, "Maybe." You see, this story for me speaks to the balance that is necessity, that is crucial in one's life. I think it's important to have a healthy balance of things, not to be overwhelmed with, "Oh, this is such a wonderful thing that's happened to me," or, "Oh, this is horrible. How could this be? How will I manage?" I don't think we can really look at things in such an isolated manner, because everything is truly interrelated. One thing that may seem like bad luck or misfortune could turn out to be a positive turn of events. And so I think it's important to have a healthy understanding that things happen as they do, ups and downs, and we must take it as it comes, the good and the bad, because in all honesty, there is no good or bad. There just is. And I think this also speaks to the necessity of not being attached to things, not allowing yourself to be overwhelmed or consumed with what the world views as a positive happening or a negative happening. I think we need to be more concerned with being open-minded to the experiences of life, the experiences that make us who we are. And I believe that the story also speaks to faith. One's faith in the goodness of the world, that things will work out exactly as they should, and that there is no need to take one certain situation and put an unnecessary amount of pressure or importance on it. Accept it for what it is. Embrace it for a thing that has happened, which is preluded by a number of other things that will happen. There are nothing but moments that we experience on a day-to-day basis, moments by moments by moments. And when we have something that appears to be of good fortune, just embrace it as something that has happened. And if you go through something that appears to be of a bad fortune, again, just embrace it for what it is. Grow from it, learn from it, embrace it. live with it, and move on. Always giving thanks and believing that everything works out just as it should. I've lost my cell phone. This is so bad. All of my contacts, all of my work is gone. This is horrible news. Maybe. Oh no. I got into a car accident. My brand new car was totaled. I don't have any money to pay for it. What am I to do? This is horrible. Maybe. 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 Live each moment for the moment. Everything is connected. Everything is interrelated. Whether it's Sherbert ice cream that connects you to your childhood, whether it's a conversation with a friend, whether it's a loss of a loved one, whether it's the creation of a newborn baby, whether it's the singing of the birds. It's all interrelated. And as the sun winds down on my face and it gets darker in the evening, my tagline for tonight, thankful, appreciative, and grateful. My tagline, TAG. I'm thankful for this moment in time to be able to express myself to you. I'm appreciative that you are on the other end, listening, and receiving, so that we have this mutual happening. And I'm grateful for the breath in my lungs in this moment, to be able to breathe and enjoy life in such a wonderful setting. In such a wonderful setting. Before I go, I would just like to ask you, what have you forgotten? Go fish.